It happened on a Friday night, the kind that began like any other: laughter, clinking glasses, the hum of music rising over city lights. I wasn't supposed to be there. Emily had plans with her friends, and after the tension between us lately, I thought giving her space was the right thing. She said she needed to breathe, and I took her at her word, maybe too literally. But fate has a dark sense of humor. A coworker convinced me to join him for a drink, and somehow, we ended up at the exact rooftop bar where she was. I didn't go to spy or confront her. I just wanted to clear my head. But what I saw that night changed everything. Emily stood near the bar, surrounded by her friends, radiant under the string lights. Her laughter, louder, freer than I'd heard in months, cut through the crowd. Sophie, her best friend, raised her glass high and shouted, "To Emily's freedom." The table erupted in cheers. Finally. No more being tied down to a guy who doesn't get it, another friend yelled. Freedom. The word hit like a slap. As far as I knew, Emily and I weren't over. We'd been distant, yes, arguments, silence, but not done. That morning, she'd kissed me goodbye and said, "We'll talk this weekend." Apparently, her version of talking was different from mine. I didn't approach her. I just watched, quietly, from across the room as she danced and laughed like I was already erased. Then someone asked, "So, what did you say to him?" Emily smirked. Told him I needed space. But honestly, I'm done. I just haven't said it to his face yet. That was enough. I left without anger, only an empty calm heavier than rage. When I got home, her things were still everywhere: the mug she loved, the sweater on the couch, our photo from Italy. I sat for a while, then started packing her side of the closet. Not from spite, but because something in me quietly broke free too, not in celebration, but in realization. I'd been holding on to a relationship she'd already let go of. The next morning, I texted her one line, "Your freedom's waiting at home." She came around noon, still in last night's clothes. Her eyes widened at the boxes by the door. "Daniel, what is this? You said you needed freedom." "I didn't realize you meant it out loud," I said, calm as stone. Her face fell. "Oh my God, did someone send you a video?" "It was a joke. They were cheering for your freedom, not mine." I interrupted softly, "Yeah. I was there." Her face went pale. "You saw me." "I did. Don't worry, I didn't make a scene. I figured it's best to let people celebrate when they think they've won." "Daniel, that's not fair," she said, voice trembling. "We've been struggling. I just needed a night to feel like me again." I looked at her, unflinching. "By telling them you're done? You didn't sound lost, Emily. You sounded relieved." Tears formed in her eyes. I was angry. Hurt. "I didn't mean it." "Maybe not," I said quietly. "But you said it. And once you tell the world you're free from someone who still loves you, there's no going back. Because the moment you celebrate being without me, I start learning to live without you." She reached for my hand, crying, "Please, Daniel, don't do this." I was drunk. I smiled faintly, the kind that hides pain. Funny thing about drunk words, they're just sober thoughts turned up loud. Her voice broke. "I don't want to lose you." "You already have," I replied softly. "I just didn't realize it until last night." She shook her head. "So that's it? You're just walking away?" I lifted one of the boxes, placed it gently in her arms. "You asked for freedom. I'm giving it to you completely." Her tears fell harder. "You don't understand, they were trying to cheer me up." I sighed, glancing at her one last time. "Maybe. But they cheered like you meant it. And I won't be the villain in your freedom story." She covered her mouth, crying silently as I put on my jacket. "Daniel, please," she whispered. "I made a mistake." "So did I," I said, pausing at the door. "Thinking you still saw me as part of your life." I left. That night, she texted me. I told them it wasn't true. I told them I love you. I didn't respond. Because love isn't proven by what you say after you're caught, it's proven by what you protect when you think no one's watching. Weeks later, a friend told me Emily stopped going out with that group. They teased her when she cried at brunch, asking if she missed her freedom. That's when she finally understood not everyone who cheers for you is happy for you. As for me, I didn't gloat. I didn't hate her. I just moved on quietly. Because sometimes the strongest revenge isn't slamming a door, it's walking away so calmly that silence speaks louder than tears. Her friends once toasted her freedom. But when they saw me walk away for good, they finally learned freedom doesn't feel like victory when the one who truly cared stops looking back.